Mina lost herself in her work at Lux Designs, the late nights a crucible for her rebirth. Each stroke of her pencil was defiance, a rebellion against the cruel whispers of the article branding her a failure. The studio's hum, soft clicks of keyboards, rustling fabric swatches, faint graphite scent grounded her. She wasn't just surviving, she was reclaiming herself. Late one evening, she caught her reflection in the glass wall, hair swept into a tight bun, eyes blazing with determination, a woman no longer defined by Alex's shadow. This is me, she thought, a quiet fire flickering in her chest. But the air carried a prickling unease. She knew who was watching. Sophia's signature was all over the sabotage, twisted photos, venomous captions, but it only fueled Mina's resolve. Across the city, in the opulent prison of the Blackwood mansion, Sophia's rage erupted. Her phone shattered against the wall, shards scattering across the hardwood like fragments of her crumbling control. Her nails dug into her palms, drawing pinpricks of blood. Online, her carefully spun narrative backfired. Sympathy poured in for Mina. 7 years of marriage, and he discarded her? Heartbreaking. Mina Hayes' designs are incredible. She's the real deal. No wonder the CEO can't let go. She's radiant. The tide had turned. Sophia had won the mansion in Alex's name, but it wasn't enough. His silences at dinner, his untouched bed, the way his jaw tightened at Mina's name, they all betrayed lingering obsession. Damn it, she screamed, pacing, heels stabbing the floor, her lips curled into a cruel smirk. If Alex won't forget you, Mina, I'll make sure you're destroyed. Late that night, Mina emerged from the firm, sketchbook clutched like armor against the cool autumn wind. The street lay hushed, street lamps casting golden pools on the pavement. Then she froze. A sleek black car idled at the curb, tinted window sliding down to reveal Alex. His presence was a storm cloud, heavy and ominous. Mina, he said, voice deep, commanding, laced with dangerous edge. Get in the car. Her chest tightened, pulse hammering. No. His eyes darkened, a flicker of unhinged fire sparking within. Don't make me repeat myself. She turned to walk. Steps quick, but the car door slammed. Alex stepped out, his towering frame blocking her path. Vaughn was the polished CEO. Tonight, he was raw, wild, a man teetering on the edge. His hand shot out, gripping her wrist like iron. You're mine, he growled, low and possessive. 7 years, Mina. You stood by me, loved me. You think you can just walk away and smile for another man? Her eyes burned, tears threatening, but her voice was steel. You told me to leave, Alex. You chose her. She yanked her wrist, but his grip held firm. Guilt flashed across his face, quickly swallowed by obsession. I made a mistake, he said, stepping closer, breath warm against her skin. I won't let you go again. Her heart stuttered, the man she'd loved threatening to weaken her resolve, but a voice thundered through the night. Let her go, Alex! Hennery. He stormed forward, fury blazing in hazel eyes, shoving Alex back, breaking his grip. Mina stumbled into Hennery's arms, warmth stark against Alex's intensity. Alex's expression twisted, rage and pain warring. You, Alex spat, venom dripping. You think you can take what's mine? Hennery stood tall, shielding Mina. She's not yours. You lost that right the moment you threw her away. She's not a possession. She's a person. Tension crackled between the men, fists clenched, a spark from which violence could ignite. Mina's chest raced, fear and resolve intertwined. Alex's gaze flicked to her, burning with pain and obsession. Mina, he said, softer but desperate. Come back to me. I'll do anything. She shook her head, voice breaking but resolute. No, Alex. You can't cage me again. I'm done living for you. For the first time, Alex Blackwood looked powerless. The weight of her words struck like a physical blow. Hennery guided Mina to his car, arm steady as an anchor. She didn't look back, but felt Alex's gaze, heavy and searing, a weight she was learning to shed. Behind them, Alex stood frozen under the streetlight, chest heaving, hands trembling. 7 years, and she'd never defied him. Now, her rejection was a blade, cutting deeper than he'd imagined. His voice dropped to a broken whisper, barely audible. If you won't come back willingly, Mina, I'll make you. The night swallowed his vow, but its echo lingered, dark and dangerous. In the shadows, Sophia watched from her car, eyes glittering with malice. She'd orchestrated the article, but it wasn't enough. Mina was rising, and Alex was slipping further into her orbit. Sophia's lips curled into a venomous smile. This battle is far from over, and she'll pay for every moment of Alex's obsession. Mina had never felt pressure like this. Lux Design's biggest fashion showcase was her crucible, a chance to prove she was more than Alex Blackwood's discarded wife. The glass-domed hall glittered under chandelier light, constellation of reporters buzzing like hornets, cameras poised to capture her triumph or her ruin. Backstage, her heart thundered as she flipped through her sketchbook, tracing the designs she'd poured her soul into. Tonight, the world would see her, not the shadow of a CEO's wife, but Mina Hayes, designer. She rehearsed her speech under her breath, each word steadying her, though nerves danced beneath her skin. In the shadows, Sophia lurked, eyes glinting with malice. Sophia's trap. Are the dresses switched? She hissed to her assistant, voice low, predator-like. Yes, Miss Sophia, the assistant whispered, eyes wide. Measurements altered. The models won't stand a chance. It'll be catastrophic. Sophia's smile was venomous, sharp as a blade. Mina's downfall was almost within reach. Seams splitting, hems dragging, critics sneering. The headlines would bury her. Mina Hayes, pitiful ex-wife exposed as a fraud. Sophia's hands would remain clean, her victory hidden in the shadows. The showcase begins. Mina stepped onto the stage. The spotlight seared her skin, her posture proud despite the tremor in her chest. She introduced her collection with clear, confident words. "These designs are a journey," she said, eyes sweeping the audience. "A reclaiming of who I am." The first model emerged, and time seemed to slow. The gown clung too tightly, stitches straining. The model stumbled. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Another dress sagged awkwardly, hem dragging like a broken promise. Whispers erupted into cruel laughter, cameras flashing like vultures circling a carcass. Mina's chest constricted. Knuckles whitened against the podium. "I didn't make these mistakes." Her gaze scanned the crowd and landed on Sophia's faint, triumphant smirk. Fury and betrayal burned in her throat, but she stood tall, refusing to break. Alex appears. A deep, furious voice cut through the chaos. "Stop the show." Every head turned. Alex Blackwood rose, storm incarnate, commanding silence. Tailored suit impeccable, eyes dark, blazing, locked onto Mina. Sophia's smile vanished, her face paling. Alex strode to the stage, steps deliberate. Without a word, he shrugged off his jacket and draped it over Mina's trembling shoulders, shielding her from the cameras. The gesture was protective, possessive, a claim that sent a shiver down her spine. "Do you not see?" He growled at the reporters, voice low and thunderous. "These designs are brilliant. Someone tampered with them." He scanned the models, then fixed his gaze like a blade on Sophia. This was sabotage. The hall erupted in murmurs. Cameras flashed anew. Mina's lips parted, heart racing. Why is he protecting me? After everything, why? The possessive claim reporters surged, shouting questions, but Alex ignored them, focused solely on Mina. He leaned close, breath warm, voice hoarse with something raw. "You look like you're about to break, dog," he murmured. "But I won't let anyone touch you. Not the press, not Sophia, not even Hennery." Mina stiffened, pulse spiking. "Alex, let me go." His hand slid around hers, firm, unyielding, igniting a dangerous mix of memory and fear. Obsession burned in his eyes. Not the cold indifference she knew, but a darker, consuming fire. "You don't understand," he whispered, grip tightening. "Even if the world turns against you, you're still mine, Mina. You always will be." Her heart twisted. Fury clashed with the ghost of old love. She yanked her hand free, voice steady despite the tremor. "I'm not yours, Alex. Not anymore." Pain flickered across his face, but the obsession didn't waver. In the audience, Sophia's nails dug into her palms, drawing blood. Rage consumed her. She'd planned Mina's ruin, but Alex's public claim had stripped her victory. He was slipping through her fingers, and she would not let that happen. Back to Mina. Mina stood frozen. Alex's jacket heavy on her shoulders, his words echoing. The crowd's murmurs faded, replaced by her heartbeat. Gratitude for his defense clashed with anger at his possessiveness. He'd saved her, yes, but at what cost? Hennery appeared at the stage's edge, calm and reassuring, eyes asking silently, "Are you okay?" She nodded faintly, drawing strength from his presence. Turning to the crowd, Mina straightened. "This collection is mine," she declared, voice fierce. "No one, not sabotage, not lies, will take that from me." The audience stilled. Even reporters paused, pens hovering. For the first time, Mina felt the weight of her power, not as Alex's wife, but as herself. As she stepped off the stage, Hennery at her side, she didn't look back at Alex, but she felt his gaze, heavy, desperate, burning into her. In the shadows, Sophia's eyes glittered with malice. Mina had survived tonight, but Sophia's war had only just begun. And Alex, standing alone, realized he wasn't just fighting to win Mina back. He was fighting against the man he'd become. If you want, I can write the next chapter showing the aftermath of the showcase. The fashion showcase was a maelstrom of chaos. Cameras flashed like lightning, reporters' shouts clashing into a cacophony that drowned all reason. Mina froze on the stage, Alex's arm heavy around her shoulders, his suit jacket suffocating. To the world, he was her protector, shielding her from the storm. To Mina, it was a cage, a chain disguised as care. Her heart pounded, torn between gratitude and dread, the sabotaged dresses, the cruel laughter. Sophia's trap had nearly broken her, yet Alex's presence, his bold defense, had shifted the narrative. Still, his touch felt like a claim, not comfort. The declaration, "Listen clearly," Alex's voice boomed across the hall, sharp as a blade. "Mina Hayes is, and always will be, my wife. No one, not Sophia, not anyone, will ever take her place." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Cameras whirred, capturing every word. Mina's body stiffened. Sophia's fury radiated like daggers. "Alex, stop," she hissed, but his arm tightened, pulling Mina closer, daring the world to challenge him. Sophia shot to her feet. "What are you saying, Alex?" Her perfect facade crumbled. "I'm the one by your side now. You threw her away." Alex's gaze cut through her like glass. "I made a mistake," he said, low and lethal. "A mistake I'll never repeat. Mina is mine. She always has been." Sophia's face drained of color. Panic and rage warred across her features as the cameras immortalized her unraveling. Mina's stand. Mina's heart twisted. 7 years she had dreamed of this claim, but it wasn't love. It was possession. A desperate grasp to tether her to him. Her trembling hand shoved his arm away. "Stop it, Alex," she cried, voice breaking but carrying through the hall. She faced the audience, eyes blazing, spine straightening. "Do you know what this man did?" she demanded. "He brought his first love into our home and told me to leave. He humiliated me. He broke me. And now when I've finally started to stand on my own, he dares to call me his wife?" The audience erupted. Cameras flashed. Alex's jaw tightened, hand twitching as if to silence her, but he didn't move. "I am not yours, Alex. Not anymore." and I never will be again. Her declaration hung in the air, a spark of power she hadn't felt in years. The weight of his shadow lifted, if only slightly. Sophia's collapse. Desperate, Sophia shrieked, "Ungrateful bitch! You're nothing without Alex. Without him, you'd be invisible." A reporter's voice cut sharply. "Miss Sophia, is it true you tampered with Mina Hayes' collection tonight?" Panic rippled across Sophia's face. "What are you talking about?" she stammered. Another pressed forward. "We received an anonymous tip that you altered the dress measurements. Do you deny it?" Whispers swelled into a tide of judgment. Cameras captured every faltering glance, every crack in her polished veneer. Mina's eyes flicked to Alex, and she saw the truth. He had known. He had orchestrated this moment, letting Sophia's sabotage dismantle her in front of the world. His defense wasn't just protection, it was strategy, a calculated move to reclaim her by destroying her rival. Alex's obsession. Leaning closer, his voice a dangerous murmur meant only for her, Alex whispered, "See, Mina, I'll destroy anyone who hurts you, anyone who tries to take you from me. Even her." Mina's blood ran cold. This was no love. It was possession, an obsession wrapping around her like chains. The man who'd once ignored her now treated her as a lifeline, and it terrified her more than Sophia's venom ever could. Hennery appeared at the stage's edge, calm and steady. His hazel eyes met hers, a silent promise of support. Mina drew a shaky breath, grounding herself in his presence. "This collection is mine," she declared, voice fierce and unyielding. "No sabotage, no lies, no one will take that from me." The audience stilled. Even reporters paused, pens hovering. Mina wasn't just a victim. As she stepped off the stage, Hennery at her side, she didn't look back, but she felt Alex's gaze, heavy and desperate, burning into her back. In the shadows, Sophia's eyes glittered with malice, hands trembling with rage. She had lost tonight. Her war was far from over. Alex, standing alone, realized he wasn't just fighting to win Mina back. He was fighting the man he'd become.